Welcome to the story world.
A long time ago, in a vast and beautiful forest, lived a giraffe named Barnbay. Barnbay was so tall that he could easily reach the very tips of the tallest trees in the forest, while the other animals relied on dry leaves fallen on the ground or low-lying bushes. Barnbay enjoyed fresh and tender leaves. However, Barnbay was deeply troubled by his extraordinary height. He felt that his long neck and towering legs made him appear as a strange creature among the others. The forest's mischievous trio, Cooper the rabbit, Milo the monkey, and Finley the fox, would tease him at every opportunity, chanting, "Barnbay, Barnbay." Whenever he walked, Cooper would laugh and say,
"Look, there goes a walking tower."
Milo would shout down from a tree,
"How's the air up there, Brother Barnbay?"
Barnbay felt deeply hurt by this, and often, gazing at his reflection in the river's water, he would think,
"If only I were small like all of them."
This made him constantly feel distinct from everyone else and utterly alone. He wished he could join in games of hide and seek or peek into small burrows, but his towering height always gave his hiding spot away. One scorching afternoon, when the sun was directly overhead, the forest's three mischievous friends were feeling both hungry and in the mood for some mischief. They knew that, at this very moment, the juicy mangoes in Cleo the fox's orchard had ripened. It was Milo the monkey who hatched the mischievous plan. Swinging from a high branch, he declared,
"Cleo the fox takes her afternoon nap at this time. That's exactly when we'll raid the mangoes."
Cooper and Finley immediately expressed their enthusiastic agreement. However, the problem was that Cleo's garden was surrounded by a high wall made of thorny bushes and stones. Just then, their eyes fell upon Barnbay, who was quietly grazing nearby. They decided to rope Barnbay into their scheme as well. Tiku the fox, laying on the flattery thick, said,
"Oh, Barnbay, you simply must come along. Only you can help us scale walls this high, and only you can spot Cleo from a distance."
Barnbay hesitated. He didn't like stealing, but he wanted to be part of this group of friends so they would stop teasing him. Yielding to the pressure, Barnbay agreed. Upon reaching the garden, the plan was set in motion. Barnbay positioned himself right next to the wall. Milo climbed onto his back, then used his long neck as a stepping stone to reach a high branch. He nimbly scrambled up the tree, and by shaking the branches vigorously, began knocking down both ripe and unripe mangoes. Down below, Cooper and Finley were busy gathering the fallen mangoes and filling their baskets. Barnbay had been stationed in a corner of the garden, right by the wall, to act as a lookout. It was then that Barnbay discovered the first real advantage of his great height. While Cooper and Finley, being down on the ground, could see nothing, Barnbay's long neck allowed him to spot Cleo the fox from afar. She was just waking up from her nap, rubbing her eyes as she headed straight toward the garden.
"Run! Cleo is coming!"
Stretching his long neck to its full extent, Barnbay called out in a loud, urgent whisper. Hearing Barnbay's warning, Milo bounded through the trees and in the blink of an eye leaped over the wall to safety. Cooper and Finley, taking advantage of their small stature, sprinted away and vanished into the dense bushes. But trouble loomed for Barnbay. With his long neck and massive frame, it took him precious moments to turn around and make his escape. Before he could regain his composure, Cleo the fox arrived, screaming, "Thief! Thief!" She noticed that while the others had fled, This tall giraffe was still standing right there. She grabbed her stick and began raining heavy blows upon the lanky fellow's legs.
This is all that lanky fellow's doing, I know it.
Cleo the fox was screaming in rage. The poor lanky fellow, having taken a beating, fled toward the forest. When he reached his safe hideout, he saw Milo, Cooper, and Finley happily munching on mangoes. Instead of offering sympathy, they mocked him upon seeing his condition.
Not only did Barnbay get a scolding, but he also got a good thrashing with a stick.
This time, Barnbay's heart was truly broken. He realized that these were not his friends, but merely selfish companions. He firmly resolved that he would never again associate with these mean and mischievous characters, people who turn their backs the moment trouble strikes and shift the entire blame onto him. A few days passed. One afternoon, the weather suddenly took a turn. Dense black clouds gathered in the sky, and lightning began to flash. It looked as though a heavy downpour was imminent. All the animals began rushing toward their homes. Barnbay, too, was calmly making his way toward his own hideout. Just then, he spotted that same mischievous trio, Cooper, Milo, and Finley. They, too, were in a hurry to get home. Due to the worsening weather, instead of taking the long route, they all decided to cross the stream, as that path was much shorter.
Come on, this route takes only 10 minutes, and the water in the stream is low too.
Milo shouted and dashed toward the stream. The stream initially appeared calm, and the water was only knee-deep, so everyone stepped into the stream with high spirits. Barnbay followed right behind them, though he harbored a sense of unease.
We'll be home early today.
Cooper exclaimed loudly. But what was this? Upon reaching the halfway mark, they realized that the stream was suddenly growing deeper. Water from the heavy rains that had fallen on the hills upstream was now rushing down. While the water remained only knee-deep for Barnbay, it rose all the way to the waists of Milo, Cooper, and Finley. Being smaller in stature, the depth of the water was becoming a serious peril for them. Just then, a heavy downpour began in the hills above, a storm whose thunder reverberated throughout the entire forest. The current grew fierce, and the water level in the stream began to rise rapidly.
What is happening? The stream has become so deep. We're completely stranded, neither here nor there.
Finley screamed in terror. In the blink of an eye, the stream flooded. The muddy water was rapidly sweeping away the stones. The current became so strong that the water rose up to the necks of Milo, Cooper, and Finley. Panicked, they cried out.
At this rate, we'll drown. Help! Someone save us!
Everyone was in danger, yet Barnbay was walking along with ease. His towering height, which until now had been his greatest burden, had suddenly become his greatest strength. His feet were planted firmly on the bed of the stream, and the water hadn't even reached his chest. Had he wished to, Barnbay could have left them there to teach them a lesson, but he possessed a very generous heart. In an instant, he cast aside all past animosity and insults.
Don't be afraid, I'm coming.
Barnbay's voice rang out amidst the roar of the rushing water. He rushed over to them. Lowering his long neck, he quickly hoisted the three of them onto his back, one by one, and began carrying them across the stream. His towering frame cut through the swift current, bringing each of the three friends safely to the shore. Upon reaching the bank, the three friends were trembling. That day, they realized the magnitude of their mistake. With tears welling in their eyes, they wept as they begged Barnbay for forgiveness.
Barnbay, you've given us a new lease on life today. Please forgive us. We were so cruel to always tease you.
Barnbay smiled. For the very first time, he felt a sense of pride in his towering height. He realized that had he been small, all four of them would have been swept away by the water that day. He had saved his friends' lives. From that day forward, Milo, Cooper, and Finley never teased Barnbay again. They had become his true friends and respected him wherever they went. Barnbay, too, realized that the very physical trait that sets us apart from others can also be our greatest strength. Now he walked with his head held high in pride. This story teaches us, whatever way nature has created us, there is always a special purpose hidden within it. What we perceive as a shortcoming can, when the time comes, prove to be our greatest strength. Those who stand by you only during times of fun and merriment, but shift the entire blame onto you when trouble strikes, are not true friends. The one who stands by you during times of crisis is the only true friend. Forgiving the mistakes of others and extending a helping hand is the greatest hallmark of humanity.
Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Also press the bell icon.